Demi Moore is on GMA, and she's telling us about her life like we've never heard it before. Her marriages to Bruce Willis and Ashton Kutcher.
I think that I had been responsible for so much of my life.
Demi Moore has lived much of her romantic life in the public eye, with a string of high-profile marriages that have long fascinated fans. But as she celebrates her 61st birthday, the Hollywood icon is finally opening up about the one man who, in her heart, meant more than all the others. Throughout her incredible journey in show business, Moore rose to stardom during the 1980s, captivating audiences with powerful performances in unforgettable films like Ghost and Indecent Proposal. Her striking looks, emotional depth, and acting range solidified her status as one of Hollywood's leading ladies, earning her both critical praise and legions of loyal fans. Still, her personal life often made as many headlines as her career. Her marriages to musician Freddie Moore, action star Bruce Willis, and younger actor Ashton Kutcher were closely followed by the media, turning her private struggles into public spectacle. Despite all the ups and downs, Moore now reflects on her past relationships with clarity and reveals that out of all the men in her life, one truly stood out above the rest. So who does Demi Moore now call the love of her life? The answer might surprise you. Let's take a closer look. Freddie Moore. Demi Moore's first marriage to musician Freddie Moore marked the start of a complex and emotionally turbulent chapter in her life. The two wed in 1980 when Demi was just 17 and Freddie was 30, a notable age gap that quickly became tabloid fodder. Initially, their relationship seemed promising. They bonded over a shared love of music and creativity. Freddie was a rock musician, while Demi was just beginning her acting career. Many thought they had the makings of an artistic power couple. But as time passed, the demands of their careers and constant media attention began to strain the marriage. The pressure proved too much, and after 4 years together, the couple officially divorced in 1984. Years later, in her 2019 memoir, Inside Out, Demi revealed a painful and surprising detail about that time in her life. On the night before her wedding to Freddie, she left her bachelorette party to be with another man she had met on a film set. Rather than celebrate her upcoming marriage, she sought an escape. Looking back, she admitted that she wasn't honest with Freddie about her doubts. She didn't marry him out of genuine love, but rather as a way to cope with the emotional devastation of losing her father. The relationship, she now realizes, was an attempt to fill an emotional void, and deep down, she knew it wasn't right. Her infidelity the night before their wedding was, in her words, an unconscious effort to sabotage the marriage before it even began. Demi's youth and emotional vulnerability made her unprepared for the realities of marriage. The union ended in heartbreak, but it also opened the door to a new phase of her life, both personally and professionally. Freddie Moore passed away in 2022, but the two remained on good terms until his death. Despite the marriage ending decades ago, Demi has continued to use the Moore surname professionally, something that has often sparked curiosity and conversation. Jon Cryer. In a candid conversation with Howard Stern, Jon Cryer was asked if he had fallen for Demi Moore while filming No Small Affair, prior to her breakout in Pretty in Pink. Without hesitation, Cryer admitted, yes. Their romance was brief but left a lasting impression, a lesser-known part of Demi's romantic history that still surprises fans. While Cryer is widely recognized today for his role as the awkward brother on 2.5 Men, in the early 80s, he was a rising star and heartthrob in his own right. Demi and Jon met as young actors, both climbing the ranks in Hollywood. Despite their early chemistry, the growing pressures of fame and personal struggles made it hard for their relationship to thrive. For years, their romance remained out of the spotlight, until Demi shared more about it in her memoir. Jon Cryer later reflected on their time together, revealing that he had been unaware of Demi's drug addiction during their short relationship. We dated while filming No Small Affair, but I guess our own little affair turned out to be just that. Small, he quipped. I didn't realize she was dealing with addiction issues until right near the end of the shoot. Demi was open about that chapter of her life in Inside Out, detailing how her drug use nearly derailed her career. Director Joel Schumacher insisted she enter rehab before filming St. Elmo's Fire in 1985, recognizing the seriousness of her condition. Though she completed treatment at the time, She later relapsed, eventually seeking help again in 2012 to deal with deeper issues including trauma, codependency, and substance abuse. She recalled in interviews how the staff at her rehab challenged her to reevaluate her priorities. When asked if her life or the movie mattered more, she instantly replied, "The movie? What are you talking about?" A sobering glimpse into how little she valued herself then. Schumacher's decision to keep her on the film, hiring a sober companion to support her throughout production, deeply moved Demi. He took a chance on her when others wouldn't, and that compassion has stayed with her ever since. In a recent conversation with Entertainment Weekly, Moore expressed bittersweet feelings about Bratz, Andrew McCarthy's upcoming documentary about the Brat Pack era. While she enjoyed reconnecting with McCarthy during filming, she regretted that the documentary didn't bring the entire group together. "I had such a great time talking with Andrew," she said, "but I do wish we could have all sat down together. It's something so unique that only we truly shared." Emilio Estevez. In an honest and emotional chat with Howard Stern, Demi Moore reflected on her past with Emilio Estevez, recalling how she once told him that for the first time in her life, she felt like she belonged to a family. Their romance during the 1980s was the stuff of Hollywood headlines. The two first met while filming St. Elmo's Fire in 1982, and their connection was instant. What started as on-set chemistry quickly evolved into a passionate relationship, and it wasn't long before they were engaged, capturing the imagination of fans and media alike. Their engagement symbolized more than just a love story. It represented the joining of two of the era's brightest young stars. The press buzzed with anticipation, and many believed Demi and Emilio were destined to be a Hollywood power couple. But despite the fairy tale start, things soon unraveled. While their feelings for each other were real, the relationship was tested by betrayals and difficult truths. In her 2019 memoir, Inside Out, Moore shared the painful reality behind their split. Just as wedding plans were in motion and invitations had gone out, a friend informed her that Emilio had been seen with another woman. It wasn't the first breach of trust. Months earlier, during a brief breakup, Estevez had slept with an ex, Carrie Sally, and concealed both the encounter and the fact that Sally had become pregnant. Demi was blindsided. She hadn't known about Estevez's children with Sally, and by 1986, Sally was even seeking additional child support, further complicating the situation. Faced with these revelations, Moore and Estevez attempted to work through their issues by attending therapy together. However, that session only confirmed the growing distance between them. Moore recalled that when Emilio described his priorities, it became painfully clear that she wasn't high on the list. That realization led her to call off the wedding. The couple had originally planned to wed in December 1986, but by January 1987, the engagement was officially over. While the press at the time cited their busy work schedules as the reason for postponement, Demi's memoir revealed the deeper emotional betrayal at the heart of their breakup. Bruce Willis. Back in the late 1980s, Bruce Willis and Demi Moore became the definition of a Hollywood power couple. Two megastars whose love story lit up tabloids and fascinated the public. Even after officially parting ways in 2000, they've remained incredibly close, redefining what it means to be a modern, blended family. Their paths first crossed in 1987 during a film premiere in Los Angeles. At the time, Demi was still engaged to Emilio Estevez, but a chance meeting at the stakeout screening sparked something unexpected between her and Bruce. What followed was a whirlwind romance that quickly captured the attention of fans worldwide. Demi fondly recalls Bruce asking for her number at an after-party. He even had her write it on his arm. Not long after, she saw him again, popping out of a limo sunroof yelling her name on the highway. It was spontaneous, cinematic, and unmistakably a sign of things to come. After breaking off her engagement with Emilio, Demi's connection with Bruce deepened. Within 4 months, they jetted off to Las Vegas, and in a moment that surprised them both, Bruce proposed while they were on their way to a casino. Though it had started as a joke on the flight, it suddenly felt very real. Their wedding was a quiet, private ceremony in a suite at the Golden Nugget. A larger celebration followed weeks later in Los Angeles. For Bruce, it was his first marriage. For Demi, it was her second, after her previous union with musician Freddy Moore. Soon after tying the knot, Demi became pregnant with their first daughter, Rumor. In a bold and widely publicized move, she posed nude while pregnant on a magazine cover, challenging conventional views on motherhood and making headlines. Over the next several years, the couple welcomed two more daughters, Scout and Tallulah. Seeking to shield their family from Hollywood chaos, they relocated to Idaho, where Demi took a step back from the spotlight to raise their children in a more grounded environment. Despite their loving family life, the strains of fame and conflicting career demands took a toll on their relationship. By 1998, they had separated, and their divorce was finalized in 2000. Remarkably, the split was amicable, unusual for a high-profile Hollywood breakup. Bruce later confessed he wasn't entirely sure what caused the marriage to unravel, but he emphasized that he never stopped loving Demi, and that their bond as co-parents remained unshakable. "We still love each other, and we always will," he said. Rumors of trouble had been circulating since the early 90s. Speculation included alleged affairs on both sides. Bruce, who had openly questioned monogamy in a 1996 Playboy interview, was linked to co-stars like Liv Tyler and Milla Jovovich. Meanwhile, gossip columns hinted at Demi's rumored rebound with her karate instructor post-separation. Neither confirmed the rumors publicly. The two also reportedly disagreed over Bruce's ambitious development plans in Haley, Idaho. One argument famously ending with Demi storming out of a restaurant, frustrated with his business ventures. Despite these ups and downs, Bruce and Demi remained admirably united for their daughters. They frequently appeared together at family gatherings, always showing mutual respect. When Demi married Ashton Kutcher in 2005, Bruce welcomed him with open arms. After their divorce in 2013, Bruce continued to support Demi through that transition as well. Bruce himself remarried in 2007 to model Emma Hemming, with whom he shares two daughters. Rather than separate their worlds, the two families merged. Bruce often refers to them as a blended tribe, emphasizing unity and love. In 2020, as the COVID-19 pandemic forced many into isolation, Bruce and Demi chose to quarantine together with their older daughters. Emma, caring for her young children nearby, praised their ability to prioritize family above all else. Bruce explained, "People don't get it, but Demi and I chose to put our kids first." Their journey is proof that love doesn't always end with marriage. Sometimes it simply evolves. The relationship between Bruce Willis and Demi Moore continues to inspire, demonstrating how mutual respect, love for family, and lasting friendship can thrive even after divorce. Ashton Kutcher. When Diane Sawyer once posed a pointed question to Ashton Kutcher, "Why do you think people are still so rattled by a woman dating someone 15 years younger?" His reply was refreshingly blunt. He didn't understand the fuss and found the whole cultural reaction absurd. Demi Moore's relationship with Ashton Kutcher was a defining chapter in her eventful romantic history, one that still stirs public interest. Moore, born in 1962, was already a seasoned Hollywood icon when she crossed paths with Kutcher, born in 1978. The 15-year age gap became a lightning rod for media attention, especially compared to the relatively low-key coverage of her age difference with Bruce Willis. The press latched onto the novelty of an older woman, a younger man dynamic, labeling Demi with terms like cougar and cradle robber, despite the common acceptance of the reverse scenario in Hollywood. This double standard, while frustrating, was something Moore endured head-on throughout the relationship. Despite the media circus, their bond seemed authentic. The pair wed in 2005 during a private ceremony surrounded by loved ones. Over the next few years, their marriage drew constant attention, with rumors of infidelity and growing distance, eventually putting a strain on the union. In 2011, Moore announced their split, explaining that ending the marriage felt like the only viable path forward. The news stunned the public as much as their whirlwind romance had years earlier. Even after the divorce, Demi and Ashton maintained a surprisingly cordial relationship. They were occasionally seen together at public events, continuing to support each other in respectful and friendly ways. Kutcher's wife, Mila Kunis, has even shared moments with Moore, further demonstrating the maturity and openness that shaped their post-divorce dynamic. A standout example of their playful relationship came in an AT&T commercial, where Mila and Demi portrayed fictional high school rivals at a reunion, humorously vying for the Most Admired Alum title, only to lose to someone else. The commercial was a nod to their real-life connection, as both actresses once attended Fairfax High School in Los Angeles. Mila personally reached out to Demi to pitch the idea, viewing it as a fun, light-hearted way to flip the narrative. Mila has also spoken positively about Demi in interviews, emphasizing the healthy relationship all three share. In a 2018 podcast, she confirmed the absence of tension and praised Demi's role in Kutcher's life. Still, in the eyes of many, Moore's heart seems forever tethered to Bruce Willis. Their years of co-parenting, mutual support, invisible affection have led many to believe that despite all else, Bruce remains the one who truly knew her best. In contrast, while Moore and Kutcher's marriage was real and significant, it appeared more fragile and fleeting by comparison. Ultimately, Demi Moore's relationship with Ashton Kutcher brought several issues to light, especially the unfair lens through which older women in romantic relationships are judged. Through intense scrutiny and personal heartbreak, Moore displayed remarkable grace, choosing to maintain positive connections where possible. Most of all, her enduring friendship with Bruce Willis underscores a deeper kind of love, one built on shared history, family, and unwavering support. In the ever-complicated world of celebrity love stories, Moore continues to show that growth, forgiveness, and connection can transcend traditional definitions of romance. Willis and Moore today. In March 2022, news broke that Bruce Willis had been diagnosed with aphasia, a condition that affects a person's ability to communicate. The diagnosis led him to make the difficult choice of stepping away from his decades-long acting career to focus on his health. Since then, Demi Moore has continued to play a significant role in his life. Even after their divorce, she's remained a steady presence, not just as the mother of their children, but as a trusted member of his inner circle. As Willis now navigates the challenges of frontotemporal dementia at age 69, Moore and their daughters have rallied around him with unwavering love and support. The family often comes together for holidays and special moments, prioritizing time together and building memories that matter. These gatherings reflect the deep affection and unity that still define their relationship, even as it has evolved into something far more profound than romance. Their journey, filled with love, heartbreak, healing, and lifelong friendship, proves that some bonds never truly fade. Moore and Willis have shown that, at its core, family is about showing up for each other through every season of life. Thanks for watching. Until next time.